Hi everyone, it's Sunday, March 27th, time for another HideNet Week in Review. I'm Vera Jordick. So this coming week is going to see the first APLF in 2 years, and this time it's in Dubai instead of Hong Kong, as everyone knows. Although fewer U.S. buyers and sellers may be headed to the UAE as usual, many are looking to the fair to see what happens with prices and demand on a global level. In the U.S. market, if the past couple of weeks were quiet, this week was even more so. Some producers even called trading non-existent this week, although some expect the lack of interest to be pretty short-lived. So we'll see, but the absence of a section of Chinese customers is being felt basically in the form of low demand. In general, prices sagged. Texas slipped $1 to sell at $29 for 62, 64-pound selections. Of course, there was talk of lower prices on volume deals, but nothing could be confirmed. For the cow sector, those prices also eased by $1. When it came to the export sales, many were surprised by the totals this week. In fact, most everyone we talked to was surprised by the totals this week. Combined export sales were, for the week ending March 17th, were 742,200, and that's 51% higher than the previous week. That said, it was on the back of wet blue sales because those were about 44% of the total. Combined shipments were higher by 24% this week at 680,900, another hefty number. Slaughter, of course, is still high, and it was up 2% from last week at 659,000. Turning to Europe, editor Andrea Guolo reports that there's still an upward trend in the market. Sellers are asking for more, but many buyers just can't pay such high prices. Slaughter is limited, and in fact, during the week, Italy's tanning organization UNIC was considering a request to the EU to restrict hide exports, so we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. In the UK this week, prices were basically unchanged with the English 36 plus at £1.10 to £1.15 per kilogram. On the other hand, in Ireland, the price is steady at €1.05 for the same category, but definitely quality plays into the final price. Looking at European bulls, Andrea says that demand is up and slaughter is still low. Again, a couple of origins did see prices increase, but in general, lots of sellers did not get the higher level they were aiming for. For the week, the price of Southern German bulls is €1.75. For European cows, demand is still good and the prices are pretty much take it or leave it. In the veal sector, prices are still super high and availability is basically non-existent. In his analysis, Andrea goes through the raw materials situation on the continent, and also he analyzes why things are the way they are. In South America, editor Ronald Guiel says that raw material prices dropped another 3 cents, and the average was $3.41 per kilo. TR1, on the other hand, is still holding on to its weeks-long reign of 95 cents per square foot. In other news from Brazil, JBS beat expectations in the fourth quarter with $1.31 billion in earnings, and at APLF Dubai, Brazil is going to have a large presence there. From elsewhere in Latin America, Chile's Forus has closed 26 stores in the fourth quarter of 2021. Guanajuato Footwear found successful ideas by visiting Italy's MyCam. And in Uruguay, the cattle stock is expected to drop by about 400,000 head by mid-year. So that's all we have for this week. And until next week, good night from HideNet.